With narcissistic grandiosity and the big game they're playing and paying so much attention to external and how things look as opposed to how things are, it's easy to forget that this is all about covering up the shame. And they want us to not look at that. It's deflection from not looking at the shame. I thought because of that, it's good to focus on what shame is and what shame does to us. Shame is intense emotion that arises when you believe that there is something fundamentally wrong with who you are. It is deeply painful and isolating experience that can stem from feeling unworthy, inadequate, or humiliated. Shame can manifest as a heavy burden that weighs you down, making us feel small and undeserving of love and acceptance. For anyone that has dealt with narcissists, whether it's your family member or relationship or your boss, you might have experienced narcissistic rage. And that can look pretty scary. And that rage gets activated when their shame gets activated. It's the response to the shame. Because they're programmed not to look inside, because those parts of themselves feel so painful, they will inflict pain on others. They will make other people feel small so that they can be big again and so they can feel powerful. And they will continue building these situations and these realities where they're great. So it's all about getting that external validation from deflecting of looking inside. Shame gets internalized. It doesn't go anywhere. And overcoming shame means finding that self-compassion. It's recognizing that we are human beings worthy of love. It's recognizing that we're also flawed. And as we all know, narcissists are unable to do that. And this is why the creation of the fancy externalized world is what they pay the most attention to. And what made me think is how many wars have been started, how many countries have been destroyed, how many companies have been destroyed because of some leader on the top unable to look internally and recognize the shame or some of these things. And it's that inner child that was made feel inadequate and then as adult is so damaging. And we live in the world where it matters more how things look versus how things are, and just more and more. Look at all the social media. So a lot to think about there and how shame impacts us on the individual level, but then also on a societal level as well. So in this video, I just wanted to expose the shame as the main source of narcissism, not to be forgotten when there is all these layers and layers of external fluff, and just underneath it is this inadequacy that is deflection from reality, that there is just a hurt child inside, and now that child as adult is hurting others. And the other thing that I want to mention is that with all this big game that they're playing about the power and dominance, the biggest power is really self-reflection and recognition that you're a human being.